aren't you throwing up my food? And my answer is because I like watching you fly. It's beautiful. That wind picked up at just the right time. I forget what I was starting to talk about. Oh, they're true local. Found right here out over Sydney Harbor. And when they're out over the water, they're looking for surface swimming fish. She didn't give me much chance to throw on that one. And they're able to grab those fish right off the top of the water. And there it is. And eat them while they're flying. That way it keeps their feathers high and dry. Oh, another swing and a miss. But she's coming down to grab it. That's all right. As we said, they're perfectly capable scavengers. Believe it or not, she used to be in the 12 o'clock show. But we had to move her to 3 because she ate too many kid sausage sandwiches. Yeah, it's funny now, but it wasn't when I was standing here stalling, waiting for her to finish up while she was sitting in a tree. Nice and low, isn't it? She is doing some beautiful flying, giving everybody a nice close look at her, but they've got one last thing to do, and that's just take a bow. You missed. I was just talking about how good of a flyer you were. Oh, well, we'll see you later. Forgot how the brakes work, I think. Now, kites are incredibly nimble and agile up in the air, but down on the ground, grace and agility belongs to a very different group of birds. It's the cranes, namely. Now, Australia has 2 species of crane, but the one most of you will be familiar with is the brolga. We've got a brolga joining us over everybody's heads on this side on 2 meters worth of wings. Very long landing gear. Well done. Now, everybody, I'd like you to meet Fraser. Fraser Crane. Somebody said it over here. Thank you very much for getting my bad jokes. Now, long legs aren't just good for landing gear. They help them out with lots of other things, too. And that includes looking for food, especially if they're in the wetlands. In the water, they're looking for things like frogs, tadpoles, even the yabbies on the menu. The long legs are also pretty handy if you like to dance, and cranes are quite good at dancing. They dance to defend the territory and also to attract a mate. And that's what the red patch on the back of Fraser's head is all about. And lets the other brolgas out there know he's old enough and ready to find himself a girlfriend. Which, of course, is one more thing the sexy long legs is good for. It's all true. Yeah. Good luck with your quest, Fraser. We'll see you later, buddy. Now, we might only have 2 species of crane in Australia, but we have over 50 species of parrots. That's earned us the nickname, the land of parrots. Cockatoos like these sulfur-crested cockatoos and this red-tailed cockatoo are some of the most well-known. Now, this is Geary. Who's that? Just a little mime, nothing to be alarmed about. Geary means red. He's going to show off that red tail as he flies over your heads. Nice and low. Now, I reckon red-tailed cockatoos are an excellent symbol for this sunburnt country, and it's not just because of that fiery coloration. It's also because they're quite widespread and well-known, found all over Australia. Well done. Unfortunately, they're not doing good in every section of Australia. Down in southeastern Australia and southwestern Australia, their numbers have declined. And that's largely due to land clearing. Things like cutting down old trees. They need old trees with hollows in them in order to nest. And without those, they're not able to raise future generations. So we need to look after all those big old hollow trees instead of just chopping them down. We humans tend to think they're unsightly or unsafe. Not Geary. But if we look after them, we're able to protect not just birds like Geary, but lots of other creatures too, including my favorite group of birds, which are owls. Now, owls are amazing. They've got some fantastic senses that really help them out with hunting after dark. Senses like great hearing. Now, we're going to test the hearing of a barn owl because they have some of the best hearing there is. And we're going to do that by making these frogs call from behind one of these 2 rocks on stage. Our owl's going to have to figure out which one it is just by listening, and to help me decide what rock to use, I always go to the middle. That's you. What's your name? Talia? Nice to meet you. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do anything very hard at all. Make a simple decision. All you got to do is pick a rock. That one or that one. That one over there. Thank you very much, Talia. Everybody give her a big round of applause. She's very helpful. All right. Let me get my little MP3 player out of my pocket. Get those frogs calling. And meanwhile, behind your heads in the back, there's a hollow log sticking out of all that bamboo. In that hollow log is Marion the barn owl. Let's see how well she does as she comes down to find herself some dinner.
Wow.
job. Their hearing is so good, they can catch and kill prey that they never even see. They'll do it just by listening alone. And one of the reasons for such good hearing are huge ears. Now, you can't see those ears because they're hidden under her feathers. Oops, I just recorded. Well, that'll be fun to listen to tomorrow. You can't see the ears because they're hidden under the feathers, but you can see the big rings of feathers around her eyes. They work just like the outside parts of our ears, funneling sound into her ears so she can pick up on the tiniest of noises from very long distances away. Now, you might have also noticed while she flew down, she was pretty quiet. Owls have special feathers that are soft and silky and fringed along the edges, so it muffles the sound they make when they're flying, allowing them to sneak up on their prey with the greatest of ease. So you guys are going to put it to the test for me, all right? You're going to use your ears, see if you can hear anything as she flaps her wings and heads home. Nope, you gotta let go. You can't take me with you, I weigh a bit too much. Same place you go every day. 2 shows a day. 7 days a week. Yeah, she's very attached to me today. She doesn't want to leave. What do you think? You can do it, Miss. Apparently not. With blazing speed. You've loosened your grip, I can tell. You'll make it this time if you try. You know what? I might have to take her a little closer, give her a bit of a hint of confidence there. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Oh. Or not. You think? I'm going to go. I'm going to fly. You just watch it. I'm going to do it. No. Yeah, there you go. All you got to do, release. Open them up. You know, they actually have to think about that. Most people don't realize that when they grab a hold of something, they are holding on for life, basically, because they can't let their food get away. So they actually have to consciously think to let go of it. Now that I said about that consciously thinking thing, not so bright. The whole wise old owl thing, not true whatsoever. But that's okay, because instinct tells them everything that they need. They don't have to be that smart. But today, instinct is keeping its mouth shut. Here, you want to sit up on here? Sit up on the branch, and then you can fly from there. What do you think of that? Can you let go of me for that? Here, I'll help. There you go. No, I don't want you back. Go inside. Claire wants you. She has no idea. Yeah, Claire, you're just going to come out? I think that's going to be what's best. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very long show. Thanks, Claire. Well, she got the important part right. She just got a little lost there at the end. So, how you been? Seen any good movies lately? On that note, let's move on to another owl. See how well we go with this. Now, owls, like the barn owl, hunt at night. Everybody knows that, but what everybody doesn't know is that half the world's owls hunt during the day. That surprises people when they learn it, but Australia's got daytime hunting owls. This is one of them. It's the barking owl. Her name's Ripley, and she'll give you a close look. She flies right over your heads. She let go. I was a little worried there. Now, one word of warning while Ripley flies around out here. If you duck, she's just going to fly lower. Doesn't help. Here she comes. Well, they're out during the day because they're hunting other birds. Things like sparrows and starlings, but also bigger birds. Tawny frogmouths, kookaburras, even something as big as a sulfur-crested cockatoo. Massive prey. Now that barn owl, it was out at night using its ears. But this owl, being out during the day, it's all about those eyes. And they are enormous. Her eyes are so big that if our eyes were as big as hers, they'd be about the size of softballs, believe it or not. So imagine having 2 big softball-sized eyes, packed into your skull, it's not going to leave much room for anything else. And that includes no room for muscles to move those eyes. So their eyes are fixed in their socket. They can't roll them around like we can. Instead, they turn their entire head. And they do that because they've got twice as many bones in their neck as we do. We've got 7, they've got 14. And that allows them to turn their heads 3/4 of the way around, even completely upside down. That way they can spot whatever they want for the greatest of ease. They're not just hunting birds, they're going for rodents and mammals too. I reckon if you're going to have some form of rodent